Hi everybody, welcome back. Here's the poinsettia. It's been a week now since we repotted it and kept pruning it and kept losing yellow flowers. But guess what? I have good news to report. On Saturday, it stopped losing its leaves, and here it is Monday, and it hasn't lost any more leaves, and it's looking fairly chipper, I would say. So if we can make a comeback now from this point on, that would be phenomenal. That's what I'm hoping for. Let's see what happens. I'll keep you updated. Thanks. Hello everybody, welcome back. We're here today because I want to talk to you about my mini roses. You may have noticed that I have some mini roses here in different states of health. The yellow ones are new, and these are the white ones, which I actually separated on Sunday, yesterday. And they're not doing so good because I think I waited too long to repot them. So this time I'm going to repot the yellow ones today. Hopefully it's not too late for them. They seem to be a little bit less dried out than the white ones were, so let's hope for the best. So I'm going to set up now and I'll show you what happens. Bye. Hey everybody, welcome back. So here's the mini rose that I got from the Acme. It's yellow. It appears to be in good health, but I found out that behind the scenes, these supermarket flowers, they're not really set up to succeed. You get these from the hothouse. They've been grown with tons of fertilizer, light in the greenhouse, and special water and soil and the whole bit, and they've been crammed together in this tiny little pot. There's too many stems for this tiny little pot, and I'm going to separate them and repot them and hope for the best. They dried out really fast. I didn't realize that roses go through so much water, so they're a little on the dry side, but I'm hoping that it's still time to rescue this one. The white ones I don't think are going to make it, to be totally honest. I waited too long. That's my fault. This one we're gonna do our best. So I've got these little mini pots that I'm going to separate these things into. Got a whole stack right here. Let's see what kind of color. Down there. That's for the blooper reel. Here we go. Let's see what we want to use today. Let's try yellow, pink, and purple. How about that? Okay. We got purple, we got pink. These are brand new, so they're stuck a little bit. And we have the yellow orange. So, excellent. I need bigger tables, I think, in the future. So we'll see what happens. Okay, let's get some bombs for these. We'll get those later. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is to separate the old pot from its pseudo container here. You see, I have one from the white roses before. Here's the yellow roses. Well, they're a little wetter than I expected. There's actually some water in here. Alright, so maybe they're not as dried out as I thought. Here goes the white mini rose container. Here goes the, actually, you know what? I'm going to use the white mini rose container because it's dry. I used that to hold my little yogurt container to use for soil. Here we go. Let's see if we can do this. Maybe I shouldn't have watered this earlier, but I think it's okay. Okay. Okay, gently. Okay. Now, this one actually looks really quite healthy. So maybe what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it up. Instead of separating them and putting them into here, because there's not really that many separate stems here, so I'm going to try to put it into a bigger pot and see what happens there. Let's see what happens. Let's do an experiment. White roses into the tiny mini pots, taking out the soil from the roots. Yellow ones, I'm going to leave the roots intact, put it into a bigger pot. I think it might just hold on like that. Let's see what happens. Hold it back into its original pot. For now, let me grab one of these more pots. I was going to save for later, but I think this is a good shot. Spot to use then. So let's just set the nose up. You have to excuse me, you know, I do these videos in the morning because I get morning sun better for the pictures, but I'm not fully awake yet, so not that it's that early, but I'm still out of it, so forgive me. I think we're going to use the biggest and the brightest here. I'm going to use the biggest one, which is this one. Okay. And the bottom is here. So, here we go. Oh, I don't know if I even have enough soil. Oh boy. This could be an issue. I only got like, I got like an eighth of a bag of soil. I don't know. This might do it. It might. We're a little shy. Let's see what happens. Let's put a little dirt in here. You can see I'm using this Miracle Grow Indoor Potting Mix. I got it at the local Home Depot. I'm sure you can order it from Amazon or whatever. I'm probably going to go pick up some more at the Home Depot just because it's faster and more convenient. If it's not too much of a difference in price, we'll see about that. We'll see what happens, okay? I'm going to put a little more soil in here. Whoa. Probably can't see too well, but inside the pot I put most of the soil on the outside and use this yogurt cup to create space in the middle of that section for the old potting we're going to use here. Not potting, but I'm going to do it like that, and then we're going to lower this thing. Here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. And then I really wish I had a better spade. This thing is too shallow. I don't think it's going to work without creating a massive mess. Let me just try it. It's not designed well. Yeah, that would take forever. So, sometimes the best things around the house are the best. This little yogurt cup. Ready to go. Now, unfortunately, this does not give you the right kind of angle to put things exactly where you want them, but, you know, basically does the job. Maybe a little messier than ideal, but I clean up afterwards. So we put the dirt in around the sides, back it down a little bit, safe in there, water it, and see how she does. I think give them the chance to separate. Look, they're separating already, so I think you've given enough space to breathe that it'll be alright. It'll be alright. Maybe a bit of a mess there. We'll take care of that with the water and all that. Don't worry, be happy, you know, this is nature, so there's gonna be some screw ups here and there. Let's face it, it happens. Just gotta take it in stride, enjoy your time with the plants, and remember, talk to the plants, be happy with the plants, show love to the water and the plants, because as some of you I'm sure know, that makes a huge difference. It really does. Plants are sentient beings, they can figure things out, they communicate and feel all sorts of things, so that's what I believe in. They're separating out quite nicely, actually. And I have just enough soil, I think, to get this done. Into a tank. It's hard to put a spot in there, and then we're going to be almost done. Take our time here because we don't want to make a mess too much. But you know, sometimes making a mess is part of the fun, you know? You just gotta clean it up. Before somebody comes home who's not going to appreciate your mess as you do. Nice. Oh, lost the flower there. We're going to put this in a cup and see what happens. I'll put it over here for now. Okay, now we're going to have to prune a little bit, and then I'm going to water it. Spray it, put a little fertilizer in it, call it a day. So we're done with the pot, the soil for now. We might add just a little bit after the watering, we'll see. Very little left, just enough probably for adding a bit more, and then we're gonna have to buy more soil before we do any more repotting. But that's okay. Okay now. Seem to have my scissors nearby. Let's go find them. Welcome back, everybody. Here we go. We're going to start some pruning. Right away I see a section which is not going to last very long. I'm going to have to get this one to go pretty low, actually, because it's not looking too lively. I think that was gone. It's okay. Plenty more where that came from. Remember always to keep the pot clear of these dead leaves because they cause diseases, fungus, all kinds of situations. So get those cleared out often, and so they don't cause issues later. Because remember, I didn't do this after I got the pot home yet, so there's all kinds of stuff in here that are best removed. Okay, now, actually, it's in better shape than I expected. It's really, the leaves are looking pretty decent. Hello, I love you. And I think it looks pretty good overall. So we're just gonna leave it like this, not that many cuttings, and we're gonna water it now. Welcome back. So now we've got the pot ready with the soil, and the flowers are already looking better, frankly. They're happy to be spread out and be in some fresh, happy soil. So now let's water it up. Oops. Remember, roses like water, so there's no need to overwater, but give them plenty of water, let it dry out before you water them again. A little bit, not too much, because like I said, these things dry out really fast. Okay, so I think that's about enough. Let's see if any comes out the bottom. Not really. I'm going to let it rest a little bit and see if it needs a little more water in a little while. So thanks for joining me again. Remember to click for liking and subscribing, and join me again for Big Al's Plant Corner. And so poinsettia, I will be giving you updates. I will be giving you updates on the mini roses, and the next project will be to take these herbs. I think one of them is basil, and one is something else. They're doing actually quite well, but they're in these really tiny little pots. So I'm going to repot those, but I'm going to need more soil for that before we can get to that one. So I think that's going to wait for another day, and we'll call it a day here. And happy planting, guys, and take care. Bye.